Shinto is a Japanese religion origin and doctrine. People who connect fortune at Kasuga Taisha, a shrine that is enshrined in a general household main shrine, Yoyogi, Shibuya-ku, Tokyo. The origin of Shinto is very old and is a naturally occurring ideology based on the Japanese climate and Japanese lifestyle. For this reason, the founders such as Christianity and Buddhism did not exist, and it is thought that the prototype was formed from the Yayoi period to the Kofun period, starting from the Jomon period. The name Shinto means the path of Shinto, Shinto. The Shinto that can be seen in the Chinese Yukyo and Jinsho means Ayashiki. Yes, this is distinct from the Japanese Shinto idea. In a similar case, the term Onidu is used to describe the religious feeling of Himiko's era. It turns out that is a completely different thing. The first appearance of the word Shinto in Japan is Emperor, Buddhist belief, Tamamatsu. Shinto respected Mafu in the Shonen Emperor of the Nihon Shoki, 26. It refers to the religion peculiar to Japan that is paired with the religion of Buddhism. Interpretation is diverse, and there is a theory that Shinto is a unique Japanese religion for Buddhism and Confucianism, 29, and a theory that Shinto refers to activities that follow natural laws such as rice cultivation. In the 20s of the Meiji era, the end of the 19th century, modern Western religious concepts were imported into Japan, and the word Shinto as a religion began to take root. Introduced in academically, the word Shinto was established. Originally, Shinto did not have charismatic creators such as Jesus Christ or Buddha. It is also said that Shinto, which had a dominant festival agreement with the indigenous folk beliefs of the administration, did not settle the doctrine in a unified language because it was a godless country since ancient times. It is being appreciated, therefore, it is said that he has a character that makes it easy to integrate with foreign professors. The examples of coexistence of Shinto like indigenous folk beliefs and sectarian religions are found all over the world, but their diversity is unique. In fact, since the beginning of the Buddhist biography, there has been a dispute between Mr. Manobi of the abandoned Buddhist school and Mr. Soga of the Buddhist school. In the Middle Ages, various groups such as Ise Shinto and Yoshida Shinto created a complex system of doctrines such as the theory of anti-discipline. In the late modern period, Atsushi Harada recites the visionary judgment idea influenced by the concept of the final judgment of Christianity. And the monks developed a monotheistic idea in which a monogochu lord as the creative god has achieved the development of the doctrine linked to modern times. In addition, although the Confucian Shintoism from the early modern period was not so powerful, the theory of reasoning that was asserted there influenced each Shinto theory and spread the ideology of the Zhongwang and became the national principle of the protest. In the modern era, there was a fierce doctrine struggle called the Shinto Secretariat deity controversy, recognizing the impossibility of controlling the freedom of religion was recognized by the Constitution of the Imperial Japanese Empire, 35. However, there was also the circumstance that Japan had to be made clear to the Western powers that it was a modern nation. God in Shinto main article, God, Shinto. Shinto is a polytheistic religion, but worship of ancestral spirits is strong. After the Ise faction was victorious by the decision of the Emperor Meiji in the Shinto Secretariat Festival debate in 1881, Amaterasu Okami gained the highest deity, but the defeated Izumo faction still remains strong. Many have strong regional characteristics. Torii of the Kamiso of Orai Isosaki Shrine Tsukashima Shrine. The existence of God is recognized in all phenomena, starting from natural phenomena such as weather and geographical features. The so-called 8 million gods. There is a commonality in the faith of the Ainu, and it is believed that the relationship between the Ainu words Kamui and God is deep. For more information, see God in Shinto. In addition, the custom of building a shrine after the death and worshipping it as a god is also accepted. Human God. feeling the nature and balancing the environment and conditions suitable for a cultural life as a human being in a harsh nature as it is. In consideration of harmony with nature, give me some wisdom and knowledge tips for living. Give me a little help. And thank me a little when I borrowed a body or thing or when I was asked to do something. That is one of the jobs that Kami in Japan was doing. God was very familiar to the Japanese. The Japanese God is a gentle guardian deity that protects the local community and benefits human beings in this world. But it also has swollen character that causes natural cataclysms and causes illness and death. Closing parenthesis. In this way, God can be considered to have evolved and evolved from the natural God to the personality God, from the spiritual God to the rational God, from the dreadful God to the noble God. There's a concept that humans also become gods after death, and the ancestors of the clan depicted in mythology, ancestral worship, socially prominent people. People who contributed to the local community, people who worked for the people in the country and the nation, people who rebelled and caused wars. And those who spend unfortunate late years in worship as vengeful spirits. Spiritual beliefs are also enshrined at shrines as gods and may be revered by many people. Shinto research. It seems that the relationship with Japanese myths has been discussed in Izumo before the Heian period, and unlike Izuku Fudoki, Izumo Fudoki has such a personality. In the Kamakura period, academic research by priests of Ise Jingu began and gradually took the form of the present Shinto faith. Finally, such efforts of the Ise group succeeded in gaining the support of some of the common people who were more spiritual than intellectuals by establishing Ise visits in the late Edo period. On the other hand, Nobunaga Motoi made detailed annotations on Kojiki during the Edo period and formed the mainstream of national studies. In Asia, where the awakening of Shinto and national studies was being colonized by Western powers, it became part of the ideological flow that promoted Japan's awareness and led to the success of the Meiji Restoration. In the process of Shinto formation, Buddhism was strongly influenced in ancient times, and Confucianism has flowed into Japan in modern times. It should be considered that what the Ise faction did was an effort by the Shinto side to counter it. Full-scale research on Shinto history was systematized by Naoichi Miyagi. He gave lectures that distinguish history from mythology at a priesthood seminar held at the Emperor Research Institute, which is the predecessor of Kokugakuin University. And in 1910 as God History of History, Kokugakuin University Publishing Department. It was published in 1868. Various theories have been published regarding the period when Shinto was established. The following 4 theories are listed as the main theories. The first theory is the ritual system in the late 7th and 8th centuries. Tenmu and Jinjo Emperor's theory. We consider this theory to be a valid theory that is generally accepted. The second theory is the early theory of the Heian period in the 8th and 9th centuries. The advocate is Masao Takatori. The third theory is the theory that the 11th and 12th century was established. The proponent is Kanji Inoue. The fourth theory is the theory of the establishment of Yoshida Shinto in the 15th century. The advocate is Toshio Kuroda. Pre-war textbook God and God prior to World War II. School textbooks and other documents explained how to recognize God. The history of ordinary elementary school and textbooks on mastering include explanations of myths as history stories for boys and girls. The world of mythology is a very human world, where there is no disconnection between God and person. God also works and lives like a human being. In Shonen Kokushi Monogatari Showa 8, Kamidai no Nagari was added to the item. No matter what country, it's hard to tell what's long ago. There is the following explanation about the history of Japan. Kamidai IFU refers to the times of those who were in the age of Japan in the ages of ancient times, respected by the people of the subsequent generations, and all worship as God. Call for it. Modern Shinto examples of shrines, Hakone shrine, shrines and shrines with deities belonging to Shinto are called shrines, jinja. And most of the shrines nationwide are supervised by the shrine headquarters 44. The shrine main office is called agency, but it is one of the religious corporations, not an administrative institution. 45. Imperial family and Shinto mausoleum of the emperor. The inner shrine of Izumo, which enshrines the ancestors of the imperial family in 1990, Heisei 2. The 125th emperor, currently the emperor of the Ojo festival, is a Shinto ritual that prays for the abundance of 5 grains and the well-being of the people after the succession of the new emperor. The Dainatsu Matsuri is a Shinto ritual that prays for the abundance of 5 grains and the well-being of the people after the coronation of the new emperor. The imperial family and Shinto can be said to be closely related to each other as a historical fact, as can be seen in the Miyonaka shrine. There is also the presence of the emperor and its ancestors as objects of Shinto belief. The imperial family also held Shinto rituals and Buddhist events. Just as many Japanese people combine Buddhism with Shinto customs and beliefs. The Shinto color of the imperial family was strengthened by the resurrection of the royal court ceremonies performed by Emperor Kogatsu, with the intention of reinstatement of the imperial court. And until then, the Buddhist color was rather strong. The direct relationship between Buddhism and the imperial family diminished due to the separation of Shinto and Buddhism and the religion of Shinto religion that took place in the era of the emperor Meiji. But the special relationship between the Senbakuji temple, which was the imperial Bodhi temple, and the imperial household was when the Japanese constitution came into force. Continued until